Pro Maple bat.
Welcome back to Cardines Field on the NECBL Broadcast Network. I am Tim Scott, and today I'm joined with the captain, Murray Norcross, to talk about his experiences with the Newport Gulls. So, Captain, how'd you get involved with the Newport Gulls?
Well, I have to tell you, being a lifelong baseball fan and being from New England, I told Mr. Pava, Chuck Pava, the general manager, I said, when I retire from the Navy, one thing I've always wanted to do was to be an official scorer. I've scored baseball games all my life, and Chuck said, well, come see me. So here we go. I was stationed in my last duty station here in New York, Tim. Excuse me, not New York, Newport, Rhode Island, and Chuck said, you got the opportunity to be the scorekeeper this year. So it's been a phenomenal experience.
So what kind of challenges have you had with being the official scorer this year?
Well, again, primarily scoring. I know how to score, and I have numerous scorebooks at home because I've scored by hand. But this program here is done electronically. So for the fans out in TV land, or for those who are watching the game on the internet, every time you see a ball or strike or a play come up, that's me pushing a little button, calling the balls and strikes, and inputting it into a thing called Point Streak, which is a company out of British Columbia, Vancouver, British Columbia. So it's very, very interesting how this is all online. And for those of you out there, I hope that you've enjoyed seeing my scoring. But I also hear, too, there's a little bit of a slight delay if you were actually at the park and then seeing things come up.
And so you've also come up with the captain's query on the NECBL Broadcast Network. What can you tell us about the genesis of that?
Well, I always thought it was very important in ball games that I listened to years ago with Ned Martin, with the Boston Red Sox. I was growing up out in North Adams, Massachusetts. Yes, I'm originally from North Adams, Steeplecat country. A shout out to the Steeplecats. And I used to hear that they would have a trivia question. Amalie Oil, that used to be the sponsor, and they'd have a question, and they'd say later in the game they would give the answer. So that was sort of my idea behind it. And having a query, when there's something going on in the Navy, they'll have the captain's query or executive officer's investigation. So I thought that this was a good title.
So what has been your favorite part of working with the Gulls this summer?
I think the favorite part is working with all the young people here to see just the energy with all our camera people, the media, our grounds crew, and especially the players. It's just absolutely phenomenal. Just love it. And it's the volunteer spirit is great. And the people, the host families and the draw, we get about 3,000 people here every night. It's quality baseball, Tim.
And what are you looking forward to for the rest of the season with the playoffs coming up next week?
Well, I'm looking forward to a Newport Gulls championship here in 2014. Anything can happen, and it usually does. In a short series, I really believe that we're going to have some great pitching. I think the defense is coming together. It's all going to gel here for Coach Coombs, and I think it's just going to be an awesome thing. As we're sitting here, you're not going to be able to see this, but Coach Coombs is doing he's rubbing up baseballs right now with a little bit of dirt. I mean, this is baseball, and you can see here one of the great bats, a little tine par on here, and actually we've got a diamond bat company, Pro Maple. I mean, this is real baseball, so you hear the real crack of the bat here. So come on down if you haven't been down to a game yet.
Thanks, Captain. We'll have more coming up next here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.